Well, I watched another episode of Superman and Lois. And still going strong. As well, presentation-wise. I don't know about the ratings. Apparently they took a dive, so that's unfortunate. But, however, this one does have some flaws in it. But overall, the template and structure of it continues and does well. I mean, you have all the elements in it. You have your Superman action and mysteries and all that sort of stuff. And then, of course, you still have your teenage soap opera, but it's once again kept at a minimum. There's a bit of an arc here for Lois Lane, where Jonathan nearly gets himself killed within I guess the technology was Luthor's, but we now know that this is John Henry Irons, not Captain Luthor as he was pretending to be earlier. But the whole his RV is outfitted with all kind of defensive systems, and Jonathan inadvertently triggers it and nearly gets killed. Superman shows up, saves him, and all that stuff. But Lois just loses it because he went in there without her and she didn't know about it, and she just, and it's understandable, a parent would do that. Don't be boneheaded, because she just can't deal with the pain of losing a child and is so angry that he was so stupid. So she blows up at him, and then Clark is like, I think you went a little too far here. But maybe you should seek some counsel, And, well, it turns out she had done this before, and we learn that Lois has had a miscarriage at some point in time. Again, this is another upsetting, unless they covered this in the Supergirl series, and I didn't, I don't know. But I think this is more indication of the time gap between the events of Crisis to now, to where this, and clearly with the age of the boys. But anyway, she almost had a daughter, and she was named Natalie. Well, that's just like John Henry Irons' daughter that we saw in the flashbacks and whatnot. And I'm thinking she's not dead. He doesn't say she is. We know his Lois is dead because the evil Superman killed her. But anyway, this brings all that back to her. She discovers the life John Henry Irons had, that he had married his version of Lois, and they had a daughter named Natalie, and it all conjures up, and then Jonathan nearly gets killed, and it brings it all back of the miscarriage and all that. So it's all well crafted. It does very well, but it's also interesting in that when she blows up at Jonathan, it's Clark who says, you need to talk to somebody. Maybe I'm not the one to do it. I would like to be, but if I'm not, seek some counsel and stuff. He says, yeah, all right. In the current era, for the man to tell the wife that she might need to get some help and do something, another strange rarity. But such is the case with Superman and Lois. So and they work it out well and all that stuff. And it weaves in with the overall storyline of this. Meanwhile, John Henry Irons is still saying, Superman's a big threat and you'd better listen to me and all that. They've got him locked up at Sam Lane's military facility and all that. And the odd thing about it is that he knows a bit more about what's going to happen because it's already happened on his world. He does know that Morgan Edge is a part of this and seems to understand how this is happening, where human beings are getting Kryptonian powers. The story here, and this is a bit of a spoiler, seems to suggest that they're not just getting the powers from the ex-Kryptonite, but it's a means by which, I guess, the consciousness of Kryptonians are taking over human bodies. And the only possibility, unless they're actually going to say the ghosts of Krypton are possessing these people, that sounds like there's another way there's ghosts of Krypton, and it's the ones that are stuck in the Phantom Zone. So if they're going with that, where these people, they're still stuck in the Phantom Zone, but they're able to live out within the bodies of human beings, and slowly take them over. That could be the deal. And it also could be an explanation that evil Superman wasn't really Superman at all, but a possessed Superman. You know, maybe it was Zod who took him over. I don't know. But however, that, you know, it plays in that they're doing this to human beings, not from one Kryptonian to another. But perhaps Kryptonite provides this means by which prisoners of the Phantom Zone can possess people like the demons they are, you know. So that's one of the big reveals of it. There's an interesting fight because one of the Sam Lane soldiers turns out to be superpowered, you know, Morgan Edge operative, and walks off with John Henry Irons. Superman comes in to try to stop this, but Sam Lane says, well, you might not want to go in that room there. And he says, that's where you're keeping all your kryptonite weapons, isn't it? Yeah. So sure enough, the soldier attacks Superman with some kryptonite gas, and he has a mask on, so it doesn't affect him. And they duke it out. He's beating up Superman all over the place, but then eventually Superman gets the better of him and nearly fights him off, but he's able to get the upper hand and damn near kill Superman. But guess who saves him? Yes, John Henry Irons kills this guy because he likes to kill Kryptonians. So, of course, the guy's human, but again, he appears to be, I guess, if what's suggested here, possessed by some Kryptonian spirit or phantom. Get it? And then he turns this Kryptonian spear on Superman, and he says, look, we had a weapons room like this too. So he knows a lot about this, and this is, I'm going to get to a point why there's a big plot hole and flaw here. He's about to kill Superman, and Superman's telling him, I'm not the guy you think I am, and all this stuff. And then the troops show up, and Lois shows up, and so he backs down. So everyone makes amends, and for whatever reason, this is the big thing that I have a problem with, is they decide to just let John Henry Irons go. And he's getting back to his RV. It's at the Kent farm and all that. And I'm like, what is he going to move in with him or what? And apparently he's going to hop into the RV and drive off. I don't know. It would be very stupid if that's the end of his story arc, you know. Surely not. But I don't think the military would let him go with everything he knows. He's impersonating a man. They did look up, and they stated that the John Henry Irons of their world has died. So there is no other John Henry Irons. It's just him. And so, but to hold him there with all the information he has, says, well, you're free to go. I mean, they're a clandestine organization. I know it would be a violation of rights, but then you could say, well, it's not really from the planet, so it's just from a copy. Does he have any rights besides John Henry Irons is dead legally? So, yeah, I don't know. There's another little thing where he overrides the AI computer he has. It keeps calling him Captain Luthor, which seemed to suggest that he impersonated Luthor in order to use the technology and whatnot. But now he just simply tells it to clear the file and refer to me as John Henry Irons. Why he didn't do that before, I don't know. But it kind of falls in place. Well, why did he need to do it in the first place? Or maybe he needed to initially, and now he's got control of it. And he just never bothered to change it. Yeah. But I just don't believe that he would be let to go. Because for a second there, because one of the kids said, oh, now he's going to be our house guest. He nearly tried to kill Dad. And they're not happy about him being there. But at the same time, it seems like, oh, is that what they're going to do? Like he's in their custody. But no, he just hops in the RV and leaves. So, yeah. But the good news is there's no woke stuff in this. Still, it could still happen. It probably could all come crashing down on the next season. But so far so good on that end. There's some other little elements. Jonathan did see the video of the alternate Earth Lois being murdered by Superman. And, well, you can imagine the nightmares it's going to give him. He doesn't tell anybody. I think he was about to, but of course he gets fussed at for what happened and everything, being trapped in there and all that. and other elements of, obviously, Lana's trying to protect her husband from the Morgan Edge experiments. He doesn't understand this. He's mad at her for denying him an opportunity for a better job with Morgan Edge and all that stuff. And this comes that messes things up with him and his daughter. They were going to do a musical recital, but it worked out for Jordan because he ended up getting to take his place to play the piano, I guess, because originally he was going to play the guitar for his daughter to sing, and turns out she can sing very well and all that, so it all works out. So good news for Jordan. And surprisingly enough, it wasn't a Jordan episode, so most of them have been kind of centered around him, you know, because of his developing powers and whatnot. But all in all, very good, except for that. I think that's a bit of a problem there of him just walking away. I don't think that would happen. Because he tried to kill Superman several times. That's a serious crime in and of itself. So plus all the information he has, he would have even more ideas of what's possible and what could happen. And that's it, you know. So, all right. But I guess they'll probably have this team up of Steel and Superman and all that sort of thing in the future at some point. So there you go. Another one in, and go, you know, for the most part, still going pretty strong story-wise. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr. Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness, so many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.